Now this is the content I definitely subscribe for when Fatty uploads. Everybody loves it when you got your steampunk theme on, you've got your green textures still all over your body, you're using your old shirt that you wore for your Shrek video as like a cloth to wipe yourself off with. A plus, you know, if the Better Business Bureau's coming inside, if the health department's coming inside, they're giving you the highest grade possible. Either way, Fatty is gonna make us a delicious meal today, like we can always expect. We're always looking forward to a nice, delicious, wholesome, healthy Fatty meal, because that's what we are always looking for. Now, I'm gonna play a little game with you guys, alright? Anytime that Fatty says or does something cringy, or there's a shot of something that looks gross, we're gonna put in a clip of Fatty falling over or getting hurt. I don't know why I came up with that idea, but we're gonna spice it up for you guys, alright? And you might be sitting there thinking, how are you gonna decide? Everything he does is so cringy and gross. Well, don't worry. I've got a method to the madness. I'm gonna be like a fine art collector, you know, really just scouring the details. Either way, let's see what Fatty's got cooking.
If you're gonna mess this dish up, you kind of actually have to try. And to simply put, we're making grilled cheese and sket-sket. Now, what is grilled cheese and sket-sket? Well, you'll find out soon enough. Well, you'll find out real soon.
So I want to shout out Fatty and this crew first off, because they somehow uploaded this video with one of the audio channels being about half the volume of the other. So it's not like those videos that you've ever listened to that just is left ear or right ear. It's both ears, but one of them is substantially lower than the other, and it's really irritating. Luckily, your boy, he's an expert audio engineer. I've learned from the best like Cyrax, and I've been able to equalize the audio in this video. The bare minimum. You know, he says how much he loves making this content and how he's hoping that everybody's so excited for his new content. Yeah, you can't even equalize the audio levels. But hey, I won't push too hard, alright? You've only been posting videos for like 10 years, alright? You'll figure it out in the next 10. Either way, he says he's gonna make a grilled cheese and sket-sket. Now, I'm afraid of what the possibilities of this could be, but I think we can all assume based off of Fatty's past, it's going to be some pre-made thing that he's going to mix with meat and cheese. I think that's the easiest way to assume of something that Fatty's going to make, because he's like early BuzzFeed days. Hey, you're making a dish, it probably sucks, just add a bunch of cheese to it, then it's going to be delicious. Let's see.
So you better get on that hustle, and you better go out there and make that money. Well, I mean, this is actual bread, but still, we could all use a little extra cash in our pockets, can't we? Ah!
So it's always funny, because Fatty is always talking about money. It's just like, he can't control himself. He's like, halfway through the video, the beginning of the video, the end of the video, hey, make sure you go spend $60 on my Cameo, because it's 100% worth it. I'll go sit on my futon in my tiny house shirtless and just muddle through the things that you asked me to do. Totally worth it. And it's like, people have been seeing that Fatty's gained some traction over the last couple months. He's gained like 20,000 subs in the past month or something like that. And I'm gonna quell all the fears of people. Fatty's videos get like maybe 10k views a video, maybe, usually not. But where he gets all of his subscribers and all of his views from are from shorts. That's where it all comes in, because sometimes he'll get like 250,000 views on a short. Now that doesn't equal money at all. Shorts views are worthless, essentially. You have to get like millions and millions of views. That's why in order to get paid on YouTube through shorts, you have to have like 4 million views or something like that. You know, my channel has like a little bit over 1 million views on just regular videos. Like, it's crazy to think that you have to get 4 million, but that's, I mean, it's like TikTok, you know, it's generated and it's whatever. But hey, make sure, give him money, guys. He needs it. He definitely didn't scam you out of the GoFundMe.
Some Airsoftfatty meat. I know some people, they're like, oh yeah, you want to slightly undercook it and put it in the stuff so it cooks the rest of the way through. Nah. Put that shit all the way. Don't fucking risk Ebola. Or not Ebola, but E. coli. God damn. They do sound the same though, don't they? Both are pretty shitty if you ask me. Nothing. I am. Ah! Fuck!
So I'm really confused about what just happened during this clip. As expected, we got the tube of ground beef going in, going hard, and I don't know about you guys, but me personally, if I'm gonna buy ground anything, it has to come from the actual, like, store, from, like, the butcher. I don't want to buy the tubes, the, like, pre-made tube type of stuff. I just don't trust it as much. I don't like it, but it's very on par for Fatty. And he's talking about how you can get Ebola from undercooking your meats. And hey, maybe, you know, we still don't know. We have a slight hint of where Fatty might be living. There's assumptions that he might be in Maine, actually. Not New York, Maine. But we'll discover that more. But if he was living in like Africa in 2014, you know, Ebola from your meat might be a real concern. And then he says he's afraid of getting E. coli. I don't think that's necessarily the fear. He could get like botulism or something. I don't know. Either way, he's gonna cook it into oblivion. And then he has some sort of Tourette's manic breakdown at the end and does a like 1950s cartoon jig. Either way, I mean, Fatty, he's the king of his own domain. I'm really excited for this delicious meal that definitely is not gonna make my stomach churn.
And once she's all nice and brown like Cleveland, well, we'll be ready for it.
I mean, come on. You're shooting for the lowest hanging fruit there. Once my meat is brown, like Cleveland brown, then it's good to go. Come on, Fatty. You're the comedian here. You can come up with something better than that. I know it's on the spot and you never do a second take, but come on. You can say something funnier. It doesn't always have to be cartoon centric. I know he has no experience in like real culture, so he can't really connect it to anything. His connections to real culture are constantly calling out Gabriel Iglesias to fight him. That's as far as his pop culture knowledge goes.
You done, water pump? You done? Because when you do that, water pump, I just want to yell, shut up! I'm Gilbert Gottfried. I'm telling you, Mr. Blue, you're fighting a battle that you don't want to die on that hill. So shut the actual hell up. Ah!
There's a lot to dissect here. I mean, I wonder how frequently that water pump is going off, because I assume it's pretty frequently similar to whenever he uses the faucet or the shower. And it's obviously inside. It's inside his little shack. It's under the counter. They didn't stick it outside and frame it out and box it in like that. No. We're just gonna stick it inside. Who cares? You can hear the noise. Nobody cares about that. We're freaks. And then he goes into a Gilbert Gottfried stanza, which is funny because I'm pretty sure that he tried to make a joke to Sam Hyde in the fish tank when he was imitating Gilbert Gottfried, where he's talking about going to the doctor and whether or not she's pregnant, but she's just fat. And it's like the worst joke ever written. I made a video about it a while ago. And you can see he's not using butter on his grilled cheeses. He's just taking the bread, putting it on the stove top, and just saying, "Yep, that's good to go." I mean, you couldn't have decided to, I don't know, put them in a toaster. That's closer than what you're gonna get putting it on the stovetop without butter or some other liquid form to really crisp it up. And then you can also see he still has the cat in the background. The cat is like scouring through the garbage that's on the floor everywhere. And I imagine, I mean, how much do you think this cat is shitting everywhere in there? It's probably pissing everywhere too. You know, Fatty's not cleaning up. This place probably just smells like a goddamn disaster. It's a goddamn dumpster in there. And the poor cat has to listen to its owner make the most calorically dense, destructive meal while he's imitating Gilbert Gottfried. R.I.P. Gilbert.
Alright. Remember, space them out. Cheese will expand. But I like to take that last number 5, split it in half, and kind of put it between them.
Cheese expands, you say? That's an interesting choice of words around this time of year. You know, I've always heard that stovetops can't melt cheese. Can't expand the cheese. I think it's interesting as well because, I mean, because he's using such thick pieces of cheese, there's a chance that the cheese isn't going to melt completely. And because he didn't butter the bread, there's a chance that the bread might be toasted, but the cheese might be too liquidy, or vice versa, the bread's not toasted enough and the cheese is hard. You could have grated it. I know he doesn't have a grater. There's a lot of options, but I'm being nitpicky and biased, so bye-bye.
No, I don't care. You're going to be angry because you don't get to eat. That's okay. There's ways to fix that. Just follow what dear old Uncle Fatty teaches you, and you will have a soul-filled meal every single time.
This is definitely a soul-filled meal. Not soul in the sense of, you know, a community meal, a gathering of people. More of a soul-based meal where your soul is leaving your body as your arteries are clogged and you've keeled over and died on the floor. That's more of the soul-filled meal I think that we're shooting for over here. Because we're making ground beef sket with grilled cheese with no butter on it, and, you know, cat feces all over the floor and hair in the air, and just sweaty goblin Shrek man sweating all over the food. We're gonna have to buy a casket, buddy.
I know a lot of people like to drain the fats out of this. That juicy stuff right there, bottom. Don't know how well you can see it, but yeah, that stuff. A lot of people like to drain that or use a napkin to soak it up. Not this fat ass, nah. Keep that in there. Ah!
Yeah, keep that disgusting grease that comes off of the ground beef from the tube. That's gonna be delicious, YouTube. We're really looking forward to eating beef grease. And it's not so much, I understand it from the factor of the grease is usually a combination of some of the fat that's melted off along with like beef juices. So there's some flavor. I don't think it's great. I'm not saying that you should completely empty it and dry off your beef, but you definitely should drain off the excess. Leave a little bit in there for the liquidy texture, but don't be eating grease. I mean, in the last video, you poured the grease down the drain, and that's obviously not going to turn out well. So I think there's a middle ground, Fatty. You know, you like to say you're on a diet all the time. I think eating beef grease straight from the pan is not a very good look. Also, I just realized this is the same cooking pot that he used in the Shrek video where he stuck it in the the outhouse and put it near where the toilet was. You know he wasn't washing that. I haven't seen any Dawn soap inside of this place, so gross.
Alright, let's get this all mixed in. And then what you want to do is get it to a point where all this is basically boiling. Because at that point in time, you shall insert your cheese. So let's go ahead. Oh, stir it all together. Look at that. Oh. Look at that. Oh, that looks tasty. This looks completely appetizing.
Who is he fooling? Is he pulling a prank on me? Is he self-aware now? Does he see, wow, this looks really gross. I can't believe I just mixed 2 cans of SpaghettiOs and ground beef with grease in it, and I'm calling it a delectable, soul-filled meal. A part of it also is, I don't know why he needs 2 cans of SpaghettiOs, but if you're going to use cans of SpaghettiOs, at least get all the stuff out of it. He left like half the noodles inside of both cans because he didn't shake the can at all. You couldn't have grabbed a spoon and scooped it out. You know, my fat ass in the past would do that. I'm not leaving any trail behind. Yet Fatty, somehow, as large as he is leaving scraps on the table? That's hard to believe. I can't believe that, Fatty. But either way, this just looks gross. I don't know why you have to do this. Like, what is the point of adding ground beef to SpaghettiOs that already have like meatballs in them? It just like, it's just excess. It's gross, dude. It's gross.
So that finished boiling, let's get our bread flipped. And woof. And woof. We're probably gonna have flipping this about, 3, 4, 5 more times.
You're still hitting full force, dude!
There we go, we're getting close. Look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. That grilled cheese is almost done. Whew. Dare I say, this is looking like a well-balanced, complete meal. Anger is not the way of the gentle.
So I did connect 2 of the more famous Fatty Fallen videos, getting hurt videos, in one, but I think it's very on point because he's over here saying that this is a well-balanced, nutritious meal. We've got all the food groups. We've got grease, we got ground beef, we've got processed foods, and we've got no butter. That's right, everybody. We've reached all the food groups. At the very least, when he made that spaghetti in the past, he put some peas in there. I didn't understand it a whole lot, but at least he put some vegetables in there. You're not even going to try and throw anything in there? You're missing the major food group, buddy. But what should we really expect from Fatty? You know, he's sitting over there flipping over his grilled cheese with his hand, saying, yeah, we're gonna have to flip these like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, who knows how many times, because we're just toasting bread on top of the stovetop. For all I know, the stovetop's not even turned on, and the cut in between the first clip and the second clip was him, I gotta turn on the stove. That's how it's gonna cook. That's how we're gonna get some toast on there. It's just, Who doesn't love some fatty hand grease all over your cheese sandwich when you're ready to eat it? Can't even get, he literally uses just a spoon he eats with to stir everything in the porta potty pot, and I guess he doesn't have a spatula to flip things. So we're SOL with that, I guess.
By the way, propel, because I'm going to need these electrolytes with the shit I'm about to go through later. Me and that outhouse about to be friends. Here's the main course, grilled cheese. We're going to break this apart and see how good the cheese pull is. Oh, that cheese pull game. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh my God, that was gooey. Ow!
Oh, sorry. I went for the neck. But you lifted your head up before I...
Oh, I wish someone was here to witness that. Ugh. It landed on my panties that fell off my leg. Just, oh.
Really reached the dance monkey dance stage of the video, because in case you haven't picked up on the subtle clues. Fatty is clearly looking at somebody else in the room when he does something outlandish like this. It's probably Blaze standing in the background saying, "Alright, Mr. Fat Boy, come on, dance for us, come on, do something crazy, you know, we gotta get those views up, we gotta make sure that saturated content doesn't come and make a video on us, come on, we gotta get those views up." And you can see when he's making little jokes in the side saying, "I'm gonna need this propel to propel the poop out of my butthole into the outhouse. Isn't that funny? I need the electrolytes." He looks over at the edge of the screen when he drops the cheese on the floor. First off, this might be controversial, but I'm not a huge fan of extra ooey gooey cheese on a grilled cheese sandwich. I really don't like it that much. Personal opinion, healthy debate. But he drops on the floor. I don't think there was a band-aid on the floor. There might have been, but I think they moved the cheese onto it and said, "Hey, pick it up. It's gonna be so funny. I'm eating cheese off of a band-aid. Isn't that gross and wacky, guys? I'm so eccentric." And then he eats it and he's like, I mean, it's really sad and pathetic. The extents you're trying to go to make yourself look into an absolute clown. I guess, hey, the $6 of ad revenue that this video will generate for you is going to be a real added bonus, Fatty. So either way, make sure you guys send Fatty $10,000 because he needs it. He needs it, guys. Hook him up. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.